And welcome back aboard Blurred Forest 1 with your boy Mo and your girl Polly. And this is the Supercast. The Supercast where we talk about all things superhero in our pop culture media. It's movies, TV shows, video games. We talk about the news and do some speculation. All of that good nerdy stuff. This is, we called it Superhero Summer. We're gonna. Did we come up with something for the fall? Like it's just.
Evil fall. I don't know. I think we forgot to come up with something, but
Yeah, we
like
did.
it's
But what's funny though is that I just realized like this September is full of superhero stuff. I didn't like it snuck up on me. I did not realize it until like what is it? Gen V starts next week. I forgot.
oh yeah.
I completely forgot about that. That's okay. So we got Gen V and Peacemaker running at the same time. That's pretty damn cool, I think. And also the comic shop is running right now. It is technically superhero related. It is definitely Blurred related. We got to watch the newest episode today. That we are of course going to talk about that. The new episode of Peacemaker, and we got plenty of news. But before we do that, you know what to do. Get down there and hit like on this video or this stream if you're watching live. We appreciate that. And I gotta say, what's up to our resident Latvian, also the local chapter president of the Research Truthers, and a great comics reader. Polly, how you doing today? Glad to see you as usual.
All is going according to Doom's wheel.
That's and this week should be really good for you because we got some pretty cool looks at Doctor
You know
Doom.
what? Just now we had some fireworks for some reason, and obviously the reason is we're celebrating Doom.
Yeah, it all came into the shape of the world dictator. Apparently, you got to tell me
The
is the world.
leader.
Yes,
He
is
doesn't like the D word.
he likes Doom but not dictator. But
Yeah.
but is the one world under Doom, is it progressing okay, or
Well,
are the heroes trying to undo all of his good work?
I mean, ironically, this week there was another issue.
Yeah.
So we're definitely gonna talk about that.
Yeah. I'm very interested. Hopefully, how long is that series supposed to be? I don't even remember.
You know what? Right now it's on issue 7, and that's like the main issue. There are some things going on, some things happening, like Doom Academy, like no, not Doom
Doom
Patrol.
Patrol would be awesome. They
Entirely
have called
running
it
Doom
that.
Patrol under Doom's division. Yeah, but like I'm pretty sure Doom Patrol is honoring Doom too, because everyone is.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot going on, and a lot going on in the comics, and it's all pretty good. Like it is a superhero summer
Yeah.
fall, but it's actually, I mean, it's a supervillain fall too.
I honestly was thinking that it was going to be a limited series event, but are they going 12 issue? Is this a year long thing? Is this a 12 issue
It
thing? What's
I
happening
feel
here?
like I feel like it's I'm not sure how long it's gonna last, but it's kind of like an event that affects everything and everyone in a way, because most characters just doing their own thing, they like ignoring what's going on, like it's Doom, okay. It's pretty much only the Avengers who are very bothered, and the Fantastic Four, of course, because
Hmm.
like Reed Richards just can't allow people to have nice things. So yeah, and he last in the last issue he got whooped on national, and I think on like international television.
The Shi'ar
He
probably saw it. Like the crease
he
face.
lost the
Yeah.
debate. He had a debate with Doom and he lost it. He did not have anything. Like he claimed that he had the facts, and then he just started, mm,
It's all ad hominem and
just
yeah.
trashing Doom and like
I
releasing some footage.
I've got
No
to
one believes that
I've got to
now.
read this because I actually really like Ryan North, and the fact that they trusted him enough to like do a big deal like this that affects everybody. like Ryan North, he clearly he leveled up his storytelling game, and I'm like I really because like if y'all don't know if you like he's the one that he was the one that did those dinosaur comics, you know, the web comics, the one where it's always like it's something funny. It's the same, you know, little graphics, but like the big T-Rex and the other dinosaurs, and it's all funny. But like when I realized that, I was like, that's that dude. That's the Quants guy. What the? And he's up here doing like big boy Doom shit right now. That's, I mean, talk about putting in the work.
It's like it's some like Scotty Young who
Yeah,
also
I
like
love
drew
Scotty
this
Young, by the way. I love Scotty Young.
cartoonish characters, yeah, and then he went on and did Doom Strange Academy. Back then it used to be Strange Academy, and it's pretty great. It's like pretty serious at times too.
Yeah, I think that's
But
pretty
when
cool.
it comes to Ryan North, I as much as I like his writing, as much as I like his Fantastic Four run, I mean, do you have to hate Doom this much? I mean, let's keep him a little bit controversial. Let's not try to paint him as a villain because, like, come on, it's Doom,
But
and he has a
he's
lot
a
of
bad
good
guy.
points.
It's just he's a bad guy. Of course, at some point they're gonna be like, actually, all his altruism was really a plot. All of the good things he did for people was really a plot for reasons. And
That's
here's my
kind
thing
of kind
is,
of what's going on, yes. But the problem is that see, I've read a lot like about Doom and in the context of the Fantastic Four and outside of it, but there is one thing that is throughout his history kind of remains the same, that he loves Latveria and he like depending on the writers, his people, his royal subjects, they are either really suffering allegedly according to Reed Richards, or they live in prosperity and they enjoy their life. They just don't like outsiders and they don't like the outsider influence. So that's kind of a hard question here
mhm,
between like them. They kind of like Wakanda, but while we view Wakanda as a really, really inspirational and great country, we view Latveria as like an evil empire, but
right.
well, not empire, but small evil country. So it's a little bit controversial. And to me, I feel like if you keep Latveria this place where people are really happy under their ruler, they like the way things are, and um, they pretty much don't like the Fantastic Four or the outsiders. That would be a better way to tell the story and to even maintain this country as like something that exists in the Marvel universe than
Mhm,
just paint it as like suffering nation, because like so many times the Fantastic Four showed up in Latveria, tried to overthrow Doom, tried to like start a revolution, tried to place their own new candidate or like someone else, and it didn't work out, never worked out. But it always depends on the writer, because
mhm,
some try to really with some writers, people really love Doom and people really always want Doom back, kind of like in the negative zone. The
mhm.
creatures from that just voted Annihilus back in.
Of
It's
course.
like, we don't want Johnny Storm, we want Annihilus. But well, with some writers just go the standard route. They don't want the complexity of what Latveria can offer.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm waiting for it to drop, or at least I'm gonna try. I'll probably binge it
Oh,
all
it's
like in
it's
this.
already
Well,
happening. I'm
yeah.
just not gonna. I'm gonna talk about it like in the comics segment, but I'm gonna try to not spoil anything
Right.
more than I have to.
Well,
Mhm.
real quick, so you've been reading a lot of comics, and you've been watching the things required so that I don't nerd shame you. That's cool.
Yes, I did all the required watching. I am not gonna be subjected to more nerd shaming this week, unless you can quickly come up with
I
something
can't
to nerd shame me.
I can't think of anything. I actually
Oh, thank God.
I
Thank
remove
Doom.
I actually removed one of the things from my nerd shame list. I finished watching The Invincible season 3 finally last night.
Ooh.
It's really good. Like it it's really good, and they saved all their budget for the last few episodes because there's a ton of fighting and dead people dying over. One thing I'll say, every time people are like, man, it sure would be cool to live in this. The Invincible world's the worst world. There's a lot of really terrible worlds in fiction, and Invincible's world might be worse than the MCU and the DCU combined. Like, because like literally
Yeah.
in the final episodes of that
No,
show,
I mean there's The Boys also.
no.
That's the worst one.
The Invincible world's worse because in the final 3 episodes of season 3, there are like 3 world-ending events that happen in succession. Like, well, like seriously in succession. One of them's not as bad as the other one. One of them is just one guy that's got a mad on for Mark, and ends up causing a lot of chaos in a city. But then right after that, there's like right after that there's the Invincible War, and right after that Conquest shows up. So Invincible War is there's alternate universe Mark Graysons who all have his powers, and they're all bad, and they come to Earth and basically try to level everything to smoke him out. And
that's just great.
all of the heroes on Earth have to fight these guys. And you remember, Invincible's just a bit less strong than his dad is, right? So they are varying levels of strength, but they are also fully capable of leveling a city on their own. And
they're probably all stronger than he is.
Well, no, actually, Mark
Cable makes you stronger.
The truth is that Mark is actually stronger than these guys. On average, he's stronger than all of them because of the ass whooping that his dad gave him, and the various ass whippings he's gotten that drove him to actually get stronger in the beginning of the season. So he's actually better, but like you still have, it's like a bunch of other Invincibles. He's only one person. So he goes through that, and then in the final episode of the season, he faces Conquest, who is by far, without a doubt, the most physically strong and capable and possibly psychotic Viltrumite in the show. Well, he's probably not the strongest, but he's definitely the most psychotic. He lives to go and fight other Viltrumites who aren't doing their job, and proceeds to like beat the brakes off of Mark. And I mean, it is such a wild episode. and like obviously our hero's going to prevail, but like the way it all goes down, like if this was live action, it'd be hard to watch. That's what I'm saying. That's how fucking crazy it is. But I really enjoyed it. I'm glad I got that off my list. I also got off my list. I got several things off my list. I finished watching the Ianu special about the prequel special, which was all right. It wasn't amazing. I wish they had more money. That's basically. I wish they had more money, but they don't. It was cool having some background on it. I also finished watching Kazazimoto on Disney Plus. Oh, come on, man. I hate my notifications for my phone are for some reason going through my computer. I have no idea why. Anyway, Kazazimoto, I finished watching that. That's an anthology series on Disney Plus. It's like an African like animation studio that did that. That was pretty cool. I liked most. In fact, I liked all the episodes, but most of them were pretty good. What else did I watched something else. Come on, I got caught up on something else. I can't even remember right now. I was supposed to write these things down, but I did at least do those things, right? So hey, I'm not completely
had a pretty good week.
I made some time for stuff. Like I'm busy, but I made some time for it. I recommend you guys watch all of those things. And of course, you know what I got to do? I did a little nerding on a budget. This finally came in the mail. I'm so close to getting my Eternals, my Eternals Marvel Legends up. I want to say this is $11. Look, thanks to Trump, cheap toys are hard to come by, but I did get this for a pretty good price. So now only need Icarus. Well, to complete the Eternals, because there's a million of them in the movie. If there's the build a figure so that I have Gilgamesh, I need two more. So I need Cersei and I need Phastos. But also there is an Icarus, an Ajax, and Athena. I'm not going to complete this collection because the Athena one was like a exclusive one, and it's really expensive on Amazon. I will not be buying that, and I haven't even seen the Ajax one. So, but Icarus one is pretty reasonably priced. I will be at some point in the next couple months. I will be getting the other two so that I can complete Gilgamesh, and then y'all will see. Y'all will see nerding on a budget can in fact, get you somewhere. So that's about it for me. So you know what that means? That means it is time for us to talk about. Whoop! I did the wrong thing. There it is. Polly has issues, where our resident comic book expert talks about the comic she has been watching, or not watching, reading in the last watching has been reading.
Well, I have been watching.
I mean, you're watching while you're reading in the last week. So, Polly, you have issues. You want to go ahead and take it away?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the book that I don't remember who recommended it to me. I think maybe you recommended it to me, but I could be wrong. I picked up something from like from years ago, because sometimes I just like to not just read the new stuff, but like enjoy something from the good old days. I picked up Morning Glories from Image Comics, and it's a comic book by Joe Eisma and Nick Spencer. The first one previously worked, actually not previously, I think after that, but he worked a lot on Riverdale Comics and Archie Comics, and apparently on Vedant's Faith, which I didn't know, but I Googled it. And Nick Spencer wrote a lot of Spider-Man, so it's going to be interesting. I so far read only the first trade of this Morning Glories story. It's about a private school, like a prep school, where only the like impressive kids with great achievements are recruited, and then things go to shit, because obviously, why wouldn't they? It's kind of like, it reminds me a little bit of X-Men, of course, because it's a bunch of teenagers stuck in a school with their own drama, and somebody's always trying to kill them. But in this case, this kind of a literal version of your school is trying to kill you. So most of the problems come from the teachers, and the problems are very severe. So where the story is going, I don't know yet, but there is a lot of interesting things going on, and I mean, it's definitely going towards some bigger arc that probably may or may not involve time travel. But it's a very exciting story, and I can't wait to finish it. It's I think it's like 8 or 10 maybe trades, but it's gonna be a fun read. The second book is I'm actually very excited that I found the time to finally read it, because I've been looking at it for a while, and I read the first 2 issues, and then I had to postpone reading the rest. But it's Namor, the Last King of Atlantis, or Namor, the Last King of Atlantis. I don't know, you pick. It's a story by Jason Aaron, and it's a really great introduction to the character. If you wanna start reading Namor comics, if you want to get to know the character, it's a great introduction, because it doesn't require any previous reading, and the story goes into a bit of Namor's past, and like a bit of the current days and what he's up to. It tells a story about like the world of Atlantis, the origin of Atlantis. It's really interesting, really exciting, and it doesn't paint Namor as a villain, which I greatly appreciate. It's fun to see him as a hero every once in a while, and just kind of understand where his attitude comes from. Well deserved. So yeah, I definitely recommend it, and especially to like people new to comics or who just want to know a little more about Namor. Also, I think this this particular run introduces the concept of telecom into the Marvel Comics universe.
Nice.
The next one is kind of a part of the ongoing event. It's Imperial War Nova, and we know that in the Imperial Comics, like a couple weeks ago or like last week, we kind of encountered Nova, who teamed up with Shuri and Star-Lord, and they were trying to figure out who's behind everything that's going on in the Imperium. And this is a direct continuation of that story, but it focuses on this particular team, so we're gonna find out what they're up to. So far, not much really, but we'll see. There's gonna be more. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be exciting. And as I remember, like I think it's gonna lead into Nova's series, Nova's solo book, which also good. And finally, One World Under Doom, issue 7. Now that's definitely worth talking about because the last time we came across, like in the previous book, we saw Doom first whooping Reed Richards like all the way back to whatever, I don't know, negative zone. He absolutely wiped the floor with him during the debate, and then Reed pulled an ace out of his well, I don't know, out of what stretchy pants, and he revealed. Wow, how do I say that without spoiling anything? Because I don't remember whether I spoiled it before or I didn't. But he revealed how exactly Doom came into the power strong enough to keep the world under his control. So in this issue, we pretty much see the fallout of that, like the what came out of that revelation and how people reacted. Of course, you see the people who are horrified, and of course, you see the people who see it as a reasonable thing and like as a necessary evil. But what I liked about this issue is that it kind of goes into the mind of a dictator and tries to not analyze, but like straight up say that when they're looking for respect, but when that fails, they resort to fear.
Mm.
That is pretty relevant, as I think, to everyone who's living in the modern world. So it's pretty interesting, but it's satisfying because again, Doom stands up against Reed, and well, Doom kind of wins, at least for a while. But it ends on a cliffhanger, so we still don't know how it's gonna end.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, yeah, we know that the good guys are gonna win, and the good guys include Reed Richards, but whatever, you know. I'm gonna read up to this point, and then I'm just gonna ignore it. Another book I read is Exceptional X-Men 13. It's kind of like this run is kind of losing my attention because it started out as an interesting one, but I still can't figure out where it's going with the story. I mean, hopefully it's going towards building a school, the the mutant school again, but I don't know. It's kind of I have a small problem with it because there is a conflict in this book, and kind of started in the previous one and goes on into this one, but it gets resolved by teenagers being very mature and understanding, which I just really don't like that. That is not how teenagers are, and it's pretty boring because, back in the day, all the drama started with teenagers misunderstanding each other, not knowing how to behave, and that's normal for them because they're kids, they're learning these things, and readers learn how to behave with them. They make mistakes, so we don't have to. So please, 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 writers of the X-Men, let them make mistakes. Let them be assholes. Let them do stupid shit. Don't just give me a resolution that is everybody is understanding and everybody is hugging. I don't like that. And the last thing that I read this week was Ultimate Wolverine, and I keep praising this run because it's the X-Men, the kind of placeholder for the X-Men in the Ultimate Universe, in the current one. And it's a lot is going on there. There is like the Eurasian Republic that is collecting mutants, and like a lot of crazy stuff is going on there. But the characters from X-Men are doing this stuff, and they like teaming up, fighting Sentinels and other creepy creatures. Just a pretty exciting revelation in this book, and overall, it's great. So support it and definitely read it.
Okay.
And that's all I've read.
Awesome. Well, all right. Let me see. Polly had some issues. I do have a question. Does Krakoa exist in the Ultimate Universe? In the new Ultimate Universe. So
it's yeah.
He went and destroyed it. Did the Maker go and destroy Krakoa?
I mean, I don't think that it was ever a thing, because obviously there's like an entirely different system. There are countries are separated into like different areas of influence, and they're under different controls. So
I think I meant like the sentient island. Is it there, or is it? No.
It's not mentioned anywhere, not as far as I remember. But I mean, it might exist. I just don't know.
Just nobody.
I don't think that
Hickman doesn't care about it, so whatever. He just like, I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah, I think there are more important problems, more pressing issues. I think, like, Reed Richards.
Yeah, both of them.
Everybody's problem.
I want to say, because Joe of Muscles in the Multiverse, what's up, Joe? Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you coming in.
Yeah.
Of course, Joe of all people, of course, is gonna be, his ears are gonna perk up when you start talking about the comic books, because I know the two of you, like you guys, y'all keep Marvel in business. So he said he just read One
Well,
World
to
Under
keep
Doom.
Reed hating in business.
Yeah, exactly. He said he just read One
Joe
World
has
Under
done
Doom.
more for the club than I think even I did.
Yeah, I noticed, definitely. He said he just read issue 7 of One World Under Doom, and that Doom just demolished Reed, and that One World Under Doom and the Ultimates are literally reflections of what's happening in the real world right now. But I thought comics weren't political, though. Like, keep your politics out of my comic books. Like, that's all I'm saying. Next thing you're going to say that there's going to be, like, political violence and, like, minorities under attack or something like that in X-Men. Libtards always ruining my non-political X-Men comics. Anyway, we're gonna talk about some.
Why did they go and make the X-Men wool?
Yeah, super wool.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about some. We are gonna talk about some superhero stuff. Superhero related news. You saw. If you saw the thumbnail for the, obviously we're gonna talk about the Doom stuff. James Gunn had some things to say about, the DCU on the Howard Stern podcast, a few tidbits. Something good coming out of Fant Four Stick. Unbelievable, right? It's true, though. Something good did come out of Fant Four Stick. We also, let me see if I can get to my show notes, because I'm completely unprepared, y'all. I should have had my show notes up by now. All right. Also, what else? Oh, so the Russo brothers put something on Instagram, making us wonder what the heck that is related to Doomsday. James Gunn talks about Harley Quinn turning 33. It's an odd time to celebrate an anniversary. Why would he do that? And then we are going to talk about the new episodes of Comic Shop and new episode of Peacemaker. So, Polly, you ready to jump into this?
Absolutely.
All right, before we do, Joe said comics, TV, and movies are never political. I somehow feel like he's being facetious. I don't know, Joe. Maybe are you being serious? I don't know. Anyway, let's get into the news. Something good about Fant Four Stick, y'all. Believe it or not. But the thumbnail, you don't see it, Polly, I know, because we're on Discord. But it's Jamie Bell and Kate Mara. And Kate Mara was talking, I think it was maybe a podcast or something, an interview, something like that. But she was talking about just the experience of working on Fant Four Stick. Apparently, it wasn't great. And look, most people don't like that movie, right? Pretty. I mean, I don't remember hating it, so like, I'm not gonna say I'd hate it. Most people aren't. They don't think it's very good. It's definitely the least of the Fantastic Four movies. Um, but something good did come out of it, and that was, and I didn't even know this, but she said, the best thing about her messy Fantastic Four experience was Jamie Bell, because apparently they met on the set, got to know each other, fell in love. They've been married for years and have kids.
Who is he?
Jamie Bell, he played Thing in Fant Four Stick.
Mm.
You'll know his face if when you see it. He's been in a bunch of.
I mean, I know the Thing.
No, I'm talking about Jamie Bell. The first thing I really noticed him in, and you probably haven't seen this show. It was an AMC original show from 10 or 15 years ago. Called Turn, Washington Spies, where it's a period piece about a guy that was in, colonial America that decided to be a spy because he lived in a city that was occupied by the British during the Revolutionary War, and he turned spy for the American Army. So, but he was very good at that. He's been in many other things, but and Kate Mara, I first noticed her on the movie Shooter with Mark Wahlberg about a sniper, and she was the Mark Wahlberg's character. That was his friend who got killed in Afghanistan. That was his wife, and they get tangled up in some conspiracy stuff. But I thought I just wanted to say, good. Fantastic Four, something good did come out of Fantastic Four for Fant Four Stick. I do, and you don't have to. I'm sure we're gonna have a deep, long discussion about this. But what do you think?
I mean, good for them and everything, but really, we did have to suffer 2 hours, or like I think it would even longer than 2 hours. But we had to suffer so they could meet. Couldn't they just, I don't know, get a date and meet somewhere else? That movie, I mean, Michael B. Jordan was in that movie, and it still didn't save it.
I like the idea that there's a website for people who have been in shitty superhero movies that they can connect.
It's kind of like a support group.
Yeah, it's I've tried all of the people from Madam Web are in it. Some of the people in Secret Invasion. They're just.
I think they should have a group chat.
Yeah. Failedcomicbookmoviemeet.com.
Like a lot of people from Sony. Not surprised.
Yeah, it's all every Sony movie pretty much.
No, the question is like there are mediocre but redeemed movies. What do we do with them? Do they invite them there?
They'll probably be like the highest rated people on the app. More than likely, people.
Like the X-Men: The Last Stand.
Yeah.
Wasn't a great movie, but it keeps getting redeemed. And then like
I just imagine.
Do they join the popular kids, the popular MCU actors website, or do they remain in the failed comic book?
Well, have you ever heard of a Pitts? What do they call a Midwest 10? where no. you're a 5 if you're in the Midwest, you're a 10 and you're a 5 in LA or New York. That's what they were like. Why would I'm gonna be a big fish in a small pond. I'm definitely gonna be on failedcomicbookmeet.com. I'm just imagining Vinnie Jones on there reminding people that he's the juggernaut, bitch.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I can see that.
All right.
Because then MCU has its own website, and there's like the coolest people were in the Endgame, and then the last cool people were like in Thor: The Dark World.
No, I'm telling the Secret Invasion people, they're all like
Secret Invasion. They're like the bottom of the pool.
Yeah, basically. Well,
people don't even talk to them.
Yeah, except Sam Jackson, because you can't not talk to him. Hey, this
But then
look,
he always can say that it was a scroll.
yeah, it's like, hey, I was drunk. Look, I didn't even. Y'all,
Wasn't me.
this was a silly thing. I saw that. This is a slow news week, but that's cute and good for them. At least somebody got something good out of that not good movie. Uh, so moving on. We get some new story details about Man of Tomorrow, courtesy of James Gunn himself, and not just Man of Tomorrow, but also some other upcoming DCU things. Now, I was gonna put some stuff about Clayface on this, but to be perfectly honest, I don't love talking about set photos because there's no damn context. But if y'all must know, there was set photos about on Clayface where they showed like it was a club or something that hints at like one of the villains. It's some organized crime person. I'm not super into the DC lore, but or Gotham lore, but apparently it's some organized crime guys, mobsters club. And then there was a reference to the Flying Graysons, and then there was a reference to Joker apparently. Join the Jokers, meet the Joker, something like that.
That's like a Gotham combo.
So this suggests that this is not, and also we've seen some of the set dressing and everything. This is not a period piece. The last time we saw a Clayface at all was in the Cape Crusader cartoon. That was a period piece, but this apparently will not be a period piece. It's going to be set within a more modern DC.
Didn't we see? I think we saw Clayface in Creature Commanders, no?
Yes, but is it the same one? That's the thing. Is this an Elseworlds? Is this an origin story? We don't really know. Like, because remember, this was not something that DC was planning to do. James Gunn, this was not part of his, his roadmap at all. This was something that was brought to him, was good, and they was like, we'd be stupid not to make this, of course. And then had a big name creator attached, Mike Flanagan. So it'd be dumb not to make this thing. It's a great story, and also, I will contend, it's a cheap movie to make. Because an awful lot of Clayface is basically just going to be morphing. It's a body horror thing, but he's like, if you made a whole movie around Mystique, most of the VFX will just be in him flowing into another person. That's not expensive. They've been doing that shit since the 90s. That's not an expensive thing. Hell, you could probably do that in After Effects. It's not expensive, right? So
if you really don't want to bother, you just can turn the camera away from the character and then turn back.
Yeah, or you can watch a shadow again. You can do that.
Yeah. There's a lot of creative stuff that you can do with that. To be fair.
So I imagine that this is not an expensive. You might, and also a very no-name actor. Not that he hasn't been in anything, but when nobody really knows him, right? So I imagine that this is a sub $100 million film. I might even say, even with all the practical shit in it, it could be made for $80 to $90 million. That's a good investment. It's a horror themed, like sort of horror-ish thriller thing in the DCU. That's a great investment, I think.
Now the question is, are they going to release it in theaters, or are they going to release it on like?
Oh, it's theatrical. Absolutely.
I wanted to say hello, Warner Brothers. Like, what is it? HBO, right?
Max? It's theatrical. This is so $80 to $90 million budget. I think it's R-rated. All they really got to do is, $250 $280 million. That's doable. So I think this is a good idea. So that was cool. But let's get what he was actually talking about. So talking about Man of Tomorrow, he said this again, talking to Howard Stern on the Howard Stern show. Some of y'all don't even know what the hell Howard Stern is. That's okay. You're not damn near 50 like I am. So or American, or you're not American. So it's fine. You don't know who that is.
No, I'm pretty sure it's like a famous show, like well known around the world, because I know it, and I'm neither 50 nor American.
What's his name? Howard Stern. He used to be a big deal. He's less a big deal because you know how you know he's not a big deal? He's on XM satellite radio. Sad,
So that I don't know, but I
yeah.
do know that like there is a lot of controversy surrounding him, and like he's
Mm,
a bit of a
th- th-
weirdo.
there was. He's there was. It's only because he was a shock jock, but either way, he did
Yeah,
he did talk to Howard Stern. He said this about Man of Tomorrow, that it is a story about Lex Luthor and Superman having to work together to a certain degree against a much, much bigger threat. It's more complicated than that. It's as much a Lex movie as it is a Superman movie. So, immediate speculation. What do you think? Who's the big threat?
oh, I don't know. Pick any. I don't know the biggest bet in the DC. I know like Apocalypse and that other guy. The what's his face?
Brainiac.
I. Uh, oh, that too. Yeah, that too.
People are saying
You know,
Brainiac. People are saying Brainiac. I think that's a reasonable
could be.
speculation because you don't do Dark Side. That's like this is
Yeah, Dark Side. That's thank you.
I don't love talking about the failures of the DCEU, but you don't start with Thanos. That's dumb. That's not where you
Not only that, but they just did it.
yeah, Apocalypse, not Apocalypse. I think that if they are
Dark
going,
Side.
yeah, Dark Side. If they do Dark Side this time around, I guarantee the New Gods are part of it. Yeah, that because that's traditionally he's associated with the New Gods, and that's a part of DC mythology that if that they skipped out on it. They really only had Steppenwolf, right? And they had I forget the other guy that was with them, but they didn't have all of the New Gods and the New Gods versus Apocalypse stuff. So like I'm not expecting that. That's a lot of groundwork to lay before you get to Dark Side. But um Brainiac's a huge threat, and he has traditionally been a problem for Superman and Kryptonians in general. And also, since he loves Kryptonians, he's going to come to Earth, and he definitely can destroy shit. So Lex Luthor, I mean, he likes living. He probably is going to put on a suit and say, "Let's get it." And also, as one of the smartest people on Earth, you need to you have to get him in the game because you're facing the greatest intellect in the universe. So, so
But the problem is like a hater, somebody who's such a hater like Lex Luthor. Why would he ever work with Superman? I mean, he is the kind of hater who would rather see everything dead. And we just saw the confirmation of that in
yeah,
Superman. He would rather see everything destroyed than let Superman win.
yeah,
So to actually make him work together with Superman and like not just toward a common goal, which I think that maybe I mean James Gunn is implying that they're working toward the same goal and against the same threat, but not together,
right,
because that would make more sense than them actually working together.
right. Oh, Joe said this is in response to talking about Howard Stern, and he said XM radio is definitely where you go to save your career and make more money before you start doing commercial for pain meds, AARP insurance, and Skechers. That is if that's not a shot at Gen Xers, which I suppose I'm on the very tail end of Gen X. Like I was born in 1980, so I'm at the extreme end or at the extreme beginning of millennials. I will try not to take that personally. So, um, he also James Gunn also said about Supergirl. He says Millie Alcock, who plays Supergirl, might be the best bit of casting I think I've ever done in my entire life. And he said that he is editing the movie right now. Those are one like I'm really interested because I think John Cena as Peacemaker is really great. Like I really like Joel Kinnaman as Rick Flag Jr. Right? I really liked I wish I can't say her name right now, but for Ratcatcher too. Oh, I hate that I can't say her name right now, but I really liked her. I thought David Dastmalchian as Polka Dot Man was amazing. You're saying he's shit. Idris Elba as Bloodsport was great. Like, I've not disliked any casting choices. Hell, even bringing Freddie Stroma in as Vigilante, outstanding. And you're saying that she's better than all of those? I don't like
That's
to
pretty.
I don't like to get hyped up for movies. I like to keep right here, keep it very even. But you really raising up my expectations now. You putting a lot on this girl's shoulders because like you've been his casting has not. I don't think he's missed. Personally, I don't think he's missed. And the one miss that he did do, they fixed it before we saw the show. So I don't know. This getting
What was that?
that was the original Vigilante. Was a different actor.
Oh.
So actually part of the like all of the stuff in the first 5 episodes that was in the suit is not Freddie Stroma. It's another the first guy. And everything like in the last few episodes is him. And they actually reshot all of the footage that they had of him out of the suit. They reshot the entire thing with him, which is that's a story for another time, but I don't know. I think that this hyping me up. I don't. This are you look. You've seen what James Gunn has done in the DCU right now, right? Hell, I didn't even mention Corn Sweat. Corn Sweat is fucking amazing. Hell,
Yeah.
Nicholas Hoult is outstanding as Lex Luthor. He has not missed. He hasn't missed a casting yet. Like him and his casting director on point. Are you saying she's the best one? Bet. And by the way,
really interesting to see something more than what we've seen already.
He didn't say DC casting. He said any movie he's casted.
Overall, yeah.
Like so,
that's what I thought. I immediately thought to Marvel and like, do I remember bad casting by him?
Hell no.
There.
So okay, all right, I'm not saying y'all better come through because like I don't think he hasn't cast anyone badly. He's actually cast like say what you will about Chris Pratt. He's really good as Star-Lord. Dave Bautista is like there's so I could go down the list. There's so many like great actors doing great things in his projects. So you're really saying something about this young lady that she must have really brought it. And let's go. That's all I'm saying. Last bit of things he said. He said they were talking about the Green Lantern series, the Lantern series, and Howard Stern said that he always believed that Green Lantern could beat up Superman. And Gunn said, absolutely, he's pretty powerful. What level like, if he's talking about the current DCU, he could beat up Superman. Is he saying that absolutely Green Lantern can beat up Superman? Or is he saying that not Guy Gardner, Hal Jordan and John Stewart are, upper echelon? And that you can't count them out, that they actually can go toe to toe with Kryptonians and shit like that. What do you think?
I mean, anyone can beat anyone when it comes to comics. Always depends on the story, on the sure. Somebody could beat up Superman.
Yeah.
Superman could beat up somebody else. All of that could happen. All of that is possible. So when it's kind of one of those pretty stupid questions to ask someone, because you take any writer and anything could happen.
True, that's true enough.
So that's.
I mean, literally, Squirrel Girl has beaten Galactus, so and it's canon. I will fight anybody that says that that's not canon.
Exactly.
It's canon. I just think is it because it's good that they're kind of evening power level so that no one, because everyone feels like Superman versus anybody else is a wash. Like he's just gonna steamroll, and I think they forget that comic book writers always have a way out. They're not dumb. They're going into it and like and that's also because like especially amongst us nerds, stuff like Infinite Crisis really kind of like leveled up Superman's power to a point of ridiculousness. Because you remember like Superboy Prime punching through universes and like it requiring literally every Flash to give their power up so that Wally could actually fucking. He didn't even kill Superboy Prime. He just took him out and put him in another universe. That's the only, like they have to do extreme shit and like Superboy Prime fucking manhandling all these Green Lanterns. So even
it can all be undone. It can all be changed. So there is no strict canon when it comes to that.
Yeah, true enough. But I think it's cool that he's making it so that all of these dick measuring contests aren't really relevant. It's the story. It's always been the story. So that's cool. I love hearing cool stuff like this. So we'll hopefully hear more about these upcoming projects very soon. Speaking of James Gunn talking about DC and I hope upcoming projects, James Gunn posted about the 33rd anniversary of Harley Quinn's creation. Of course, if you are in the know, if you're one of those nerds that knows what's going on, or you're just like you're my age and you watched it when it started. Harley Quinn was created 33 years ago for the Batman animated series cartoon, which is one of the great cartoons of all time. Definitely one of the best superhero things that's ever been made. For Gen X and millennials, it's our thing, right? But 33 years. What an odd time to celebrate. Like you usually, after a certain number of years, anniversaries are like every 5 years, right? Yeah, every year they don't be like, oh.
I would say like every 10 years because 25, you can say that like 25 or like 35 is an anniversary, but not really. I mean, it's the round dates that matter.
Right. Oh, I want to say, Joe, thanks for joining us, man. We'll see you around on Threads. So yeah, it does seem like a weirdly unround number to go to, right? So why?
Like unless you wanna like go all biblical.
It's just weird. 33? Why? I mean, I'm not saying don't do it. You can be like, hey, she was created. He said anniversary and everything. I'm reading a lot into this, and I don't give a damn because the question of Harley Quinn and the DC universe has been rambling around since James Gunn and Peter Safran took over. Like, we know the animated Harley Quinn show is still going strong. They got a new season coming up. I would assume next year. And that's going quite well. People love Margot Robbie. They're like, is she going to be, is she Harley Quinn? Is she not? He's playing real coy about this shit. Like, everyone's wondering. So I'm just like, and really the question is, she's, besides Batman and Joker, and maybe Superman, the most popular character in DC Comics right now. And in fact, I think there's a good argument to be made that she's more popular than Joker. So, because Joker doesn't have his own ongoing series, right? Unless I missed it. She's very popular. So what are they going to do about this? They can't ignore her. Like, that's like asking Marvel to be like, let me see, if like there's Wolverine, are they just not going to do Wolverine stuff?
Oh my God, please stop doing Wolverine stuff.
I'm saying in the movies, they're always trying to figure out, they're trying to figure out how to get Wolverine into something or his own movie or something because of who he is. And I think the same thing is true about Harley Quinn. We don't have any real information. So what are they thinking about over there? I think, and I know I'm reading a lot into it, that he is definitely talking about, or he's definitely hinting at, that some stuff is in the works here. Like he's shouting out Harley Quinn, and I think that this indicates that they are trying to figure out, or maybe they've even figured out where to go and what to do with it. Talking me off this ledge of thinking too hard about a very simple post. I'm doing the nerd thing.
I think you are really reading too much into this because, first of all, I mean, maybe he just felt like celebrating a birthday of the character. And I don't think that, again, like with what's his face? We keep forgetting Darkseid's name. Like with Darkseid, if you just did something and they did a lot of it, like they did the cartoon, they did the movies with Harley Quinn, and they did like a lot with her. So maybe like we need to give some time to cool off, and just like with Joker again. So it could be just like related to the cartoon or related to whatever else, but I don't think that they're necessarily trying to do something with her, because if they were at this point trying to do literally anything with her, what would it be? She can be a Batman villain, of course, because that's her origin story, and but that would require Joker again, unless you're willing to rewrite the story, but that would take away from her personality, because how would she come across this personality?
Right.
The only thing I could think of, and I'm not saying that I'm like brilliantly creative and coming up with things that would do well in movies. The only thing I could possibly think of to do right now is something like a prequel that would be like the Harleen comic book, the Black Label story. Which was I mean, that would be the only thing I could think of right now, and as a separate story. But ultimately, it has to lead into this Batman lore. And since we are not talking about Batman just yet, I mean, we're talking about him a little, but not enough. I don't think that there is any room for her to just show up.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be something. I don't want to read too much into it, and I don't want to expect something that may or may not happen. Again, they could be working on something, thinking about something. It doesn't necessarily have to be anything. I'd wait till like some kind of news show up.
Why would I do that? I'm a nerd on the internet talking about superhero stuff, waiting for information.
You're gonna write the movie. You're gonna hate it, and you're gonna like hate everyone who potentially could be involved in creating of this movie you just invented, and you're gonna write about this a lot.
Exactly.
That's the way.
Yeah. You know, that's how we do it. If we weren't doing that, would this podcast even exist? I'm just saying. So
this is even worse.
We'll see if he's talking about anything. It let you guys know. Let's talk about the new information about Doom. I'm kind of folding into this another bit of another tidbit that Marvel kind of laid out thanks to the Russo brothers. So we'll talk about that first, but we are going to talk about Doctor Doom and like the little footage or whatever that we saw at that trade show. So the reason why I want to talk about the Doomsday thing is specifically, very specifically, because it gives you an opportunity to talk about Reed Richards. This little thing on Instagram that the Russos put out, which is grainy as hell. Like there was better footage for the, there's better imagery from the JFK, assassination. Like you know what I'm saying? You could see more clearly. You could more clearly see what happened on that tape from the 60s than you can see on this little image. It is ridiculous, but and it was just what does it say? Hashtag Doomsday is coming. So am I wrong? That's basically looks like a chalkboard that Reed Richards was writing on, and it's too blurry.
First of all,
to see what the hell it is.
That's just mean. That's just mean. They took this tiny image of whatever and posted it. I mean, who does that? Make fun of us, right? Yeah, make us guess. Everybody immediately thought that it's Reed's this writing in chalk, and I was like, oh, Reed Richards, the genius, has like all these inventions, couldn't come up with anything better than chalk, really.
Oh, he's very tactile, that's.
But it's like it's bad for your skin.
Well,
it's very uncomfortable to use. Even these markers that you use on a whiteboard, like Even those are better. He couldn't come up with anything better. Like, dude, come on. Aren't you a scientist? Don't you like? Reed is so stupid. But yeah, it does look like Reed's math, but then again, it could be Doom's math because Doom's math is much better. And if Doom is using chalk, that's probably because he's using magic also, because like Doom is so awesome.
Well, he wouldn't use a
So
chalkboard, you know. He chalkboard.
why not? He could. He could magic it up. And he could turn it into whatever the hell he wants because Doom is just that great. But yeah, that's a funny thing. Like I kind of immediately thought that what if it's Doom's math? I don't think that it's what we think it is, but then again, it could.
Yeah, it's hard to call. There's not a lot to say here.
Even if it is, what are we gonna do? Like, even if it was perfectly clear and like perfectly, focused and a full image of his calculations, what would we be able to do with that? Like, we're gonna try to solve the equation? I definitely wouldn't do that.
No, definitely not.
I'm terrible at math.
I think
I wouldn't even try.
I think this is this is Reed's work. I suspect, it's his equations for why actually Doom's wrong and I'm right. That's probably.
But Doom is right.
Yeah, it's weird. The math ain't mathing, right? We'll see.
It's very much like Reed, yeah.
I think that's maybe an equation for how to get Nurse talking about nothing, basically, because that's what the result was.
We think that it's like Reed's equations about how to get rid of Doom and whatever, but it's actually his equation of like, why is you so attracted to Namor? What do I do?
He can't.
And he decided to solve it with math, and of course he can't, because
he can't figure it out.
It's not how it works.
It's that.
And meanwhile, Sue is just with Namor.
Yeah.
Good luck, Reed.
So as far as the actual Doom related stuff, we got a picture of him in full armor, which is an interesting look. Like, he looks like you'd expect Doom to look, right? He's got the green hood and he's all metal and everything. He's got some like chainmail going on. There seems to be maybe runes or something on his armor. Not really sure.
On his.
This belt, I'm looking closer at it. I'm not even sure what I'm seeing on this belt of his. But then also, and this was on the thumbnail we had for the episode. But you see, like, there's on the thumb, because somebody did this. They took that little light show. They did like some little light show with music and everything, and it showed like a bunch of things of Doom. There's some speculation about what it all means. That you saw like the Fantastic Four logo, the X-Men logo, the Avengers logo, but also, and I didn't spot this,
and the Black Panther logo.
The Black Panther logo. So by the way, if you're not up on the comics, know that those are the ops. We like at any one time there's been Doom's ops. Like, we know Fantastic Four, that's a given, right? The Avengers most definitely have had many problems with Doctor Doom at any given time. Black Panther.
You know what?
Yeah. What's that?
X-Men didn't have that many problems with Doctor Doom. They're actually kind of relatively friendly with him.
Or at the very least, not beefing.
Yeah, they don't hate him.
Even though I will say Latveria was like, fuck Krakoa. They weren't like, we ain't sending commandos to try to steal your shit. But when the Krakoan age came around, they were like, nah, we good. We don't, fuck we need that for.
Yeah.
Fuck we need you. We don't need y'all.
And that was a wise decision, by the way.
And also, my understanding is, at least the official line is, there aren't any mutants in Latveria. That's the official line. Am I wrong about that? I'm sure they exist.
No. Doom, as far as I remember, the last time, like I saw during Krakoa era, he had like a team of mutants, and he said that mutants are not oppressed in Latveria, which is, as far as I know, again, it's pretty true. I don't remember anything to contradict that. Doom is not well, Doom is not oppressing minorities. He is a minority. So
It's interesting.
not only he does like to oppress his political opponents, but that's different because like they are usually paid off by Reed
Yeah, that I think
in America.
the X-Men being ops, like, but at the very least, we know, of course, Wakanda and Latveria have had actual shooting wars with each other. So very interesting to see that. Also, there was imagery of him pulling a skull or pulling a skeleton out of an enemy that looked very much like a comic book. What is it? A recent one where he's defeats Thanos by literally ripping his spine out. So I saw that.
Could be.
Was very interesting. So there,
I kind of missed that one, but I saw the whole thing that he pulled.
yeah. So and then the other bit of imagery, and I missed this, but other people saw it, was supposedly he has the 10 rings and Kamala's Khan's bangle.
See, that I also missed that. Like I'm
People are
not sure.
speculating. There was a point at which there was all this spinning little thing in there.
I saw only one video, and that was the one that you had in the show notes. But I'm sure, like, I need to Google this video, the full length of this video, because there's apparently like a lot going on, but it's very Doom centric. It shows and it looks like what Doom would possibly look in a What If cartoon.
Right.
Because it kind of visually looked more like a What If cartoon than anything else that I could think of. And what surprised me with the logos, because I saw the logos of like the Avengers, Fantastic Four, and I'm not sure that it was like the Fantastic Four logo that we saw in the movie. It kind of looked a little different. The X-Men logo and the Black Panther, which surprised me that Black Panther got like their own separate logo. Kind of weird.
Out of the four groups, Wakanda is by far the most dangerous to Latveria. Like, it's not like, I know the other ones have superpowered people
as a country, but then you take the Avengers as a like representation of what a mutant says. Again, we don't know, but yeah, it could be like. And Fantastic Four, they're not a country. Yeah. They're not like anything.
You have to think as enemies of Doom.
Kind of, yeah. Probably very interesting. And I really am looking forward to seeing Atlantis join this whole thing, because in the movie, because like that's probably where the partnership between Atlantis and Wakanda can come into play.
Exactly.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Excuse me. Yeah, I found this, like, look, there's not a lot of meat on these bones. Let's be true, be fair here. Not a ton of meat, but there's just enough. There's just enough on it to like kind of be excited, right? So I see,
a lot to be excited about.
Well, I see some interesting things, some hints at things to come. Just kind of letting us know, like, yeah, when you see Doomsday, some shit's about to go down, because you got obviously the Avengers, yes. Also, he's using magic apparently. Like, it's clear he's got magic going on right now. So this is not going to be a walk in the park. Not even say a walk in the park. That's the thing about Thanos. Thanos by himself could be beaten physically, right? Doctor Strange might have, but he had his magician. He had a sorcerer on his side. Doom is the complete package. He's got the technology, right? He's got the magic, right? He's got the ability to kind of like toe to toe with almost anybody, even then,
and the intelligence.
Yeah,
and a really cool suit.
But even then, he's not stupid enough to actually fight Hulk straight up, but he can still take him out. He knows what's up. And the other thing is that this is a Doom who can formulate a plan to deal with anybody. you know, he's like Batman. Like he in the sense that he's got lots of resources and high intelligence, and
And a lot of time.
yeah, like he's got plenty of time. So I find this very interesting. I also like I like the way Doom looks. I hope they can actually
Yeah.
translate it into like Robert Downey Jr. properly.
think
Uh,
they I think they might be able to, but the thing I like the most is I think that the visuals that we got were indeed kind of looking more like these cartoons, like What If and Marvel Zombies, but which I don't know. Are we gonna see them in Marvel Zombies? Would have been interesting. And then the actual picture that we've seen, it kind of looks like a concept art or something, but it looks very cool. It gives the whole Doom vibe, and there's nothing to complain about. Like, at least for me, the
mhm.
mask looks cool. The cape looks amazing. He has a lot of interesting details on his costume, and overall, it looks like the Doom we know. So.
Exactly. So that
I'm almost ready to get on board with this.
I mean, I I still wish they had done Kang, but like, hey, if y'all are gonna do it, do the shit right. Also, just a suggestion. I don't know anything about making movies, but maybe fucking figure out how the third act's gonna end. Just while y'all are doing all this stuff, maybe just
Nah,
figure out how it's
why
gonna. I'm
bother?
just saying.
Just leave it an open ended.
I mean, it's gonna be open ended anyway because it's got to go into Secret Wars. But like, just figure it out. That's all I want.
Then I don't know. I think they know what they want. They just maybe they just don't know where they want to end it or
Yeah.
something like that. I don't think that it's as severe as people make it out to be, because worked before, it worked fine. They're gonna be fine. If they're not gonna be fine, we're gonna be mad.
I think I'm putting my trust in their hands. So we'll see. We'll see if we get more information about all of this. Of course, we are going to talk about it then. That leads us to let's talk about and review the Comic Shop episode 3. Right. I believe it's called Comic Book Thief. It is once again, it's a short-ish episode. I think every episode is going to be a 15-ish minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
Which I lament that because I know 5 minutes isn't much, but it does make the story a bit longer. But all that being said, I do have my thoughts on this episode. I live threaded them if you wanted to see them. The hashtag the Comic Shop series on Threads. I do that every Friday during the premiere. So if y'all want to see what I have to say about it then, but I do want to talk about it a bit more, but I want to hear what you had to say first after I nerd shamed you. So make sure you watched it.
Yes.
What did you think about
I love the episode. It had a lot of nice jokes. I definitely I keep forgetting the character name, but I loved so much the Sailor Moonish costume. Yes, and now I feel like
that's actually a funny joke because
except forgetting her name.
That's a joke. Yeah, that's a joke in the show. So yeah.
Yeah, but I love that outfit, and then I started noticing the rest of her outfits, and the hat was just amazing. I kind of like captured my attention, but then again, I said before, like the last week, during the last week's episode, who the hell comes into a comic book shop and steals donuts? And now I'm just like, now it all makes sense, because yes, comic book shops have a lot of cool things. Also, another thing that I noticed just in this episode is that it seems like they create all the covers specifically for the show, because they have like very unique covers and comics.
My understanding is that those are actual indie comics. Like like you see
Oh.
people getting Kickstarters or whatever to get their comics printed in. These are actually actual.
But like Green Archer, that was
well, Green
suspicious.
Archer. Was it? I thought that was Green Arrow. I didn't read it. Was it Archer or
Yeah,
Arrow?
I thought it was Green Arrow too, but
You look, yeah,
then they
it
said like it
probably
was
it
Green
probably is
Archer.
specifically for that. Yeah, they don't have any real licensed comics in this one, which is smart because avoid all the legal entanglements by using other
Yeah,
people's art. But also they're putting indie comics on.
which is even better.
Yeah, that was really cool. Um, so yeah, what was it? I like this episode. Like I thought it was really good. I didn't laugh as much, but like I like the progression of the story. Um, I like that Dominique was the main. She was the focus. These shows they'll do focus episodes
Yeah.
where one person gets a particular adventure or whatever. Uh, she's such a not just a cute character, but like she actually is kind of she's the energy. And also got kind of seeing her be like, oh, Keith, and like he doesn't even notice. So these are all tropes, and it's fine. That's the thing. I don't mind the tropes. I just like them to be well done. So we know where this train is headed. We have the map.
I like the tropes.
Yeah,
Everything's a trope.
yeah. It's fine. It's like I know where this train is headed. I just want to enjoy the scenery as we get there. There was some funny shit in this. Allison was the guest star in this, the Allison character. The whole black gamers meet joke, and and even when she says at the
I
end,
have a type.
she's like, "I have a type." I was like, "Don't, okay, don't, you killing me." I did enjoy that. It was wild to me that there's a few things they said that was said in this. I was like, this is such a specific LA thing that's funny if you know a little bit about the city and like because LA is where people go because they want to get in the entertainment industry, right? They want to get in the movie business or whatever. And the bit where she was like, or she said like when she saw the camera, she was like, "Is this one of those weird casting couch things?" And I was like, that is hilarious." I was like, that is hilarious because if you are a wannabe actor in LA, that's a thing. Like you can like people forget LA. Well, if you're not from the city, I'm not, but I'm aware of the area. I've been there before. There's LA, and then there's like the Valley, and the Valley is where porn is made, and LA is that's Hollywood and stuff.
So
So
it's like off Broadway.
yeah, way the fuck off Broadway. Like it's that's where all these porn studios have their offices. And when she said the weird casting couch shit, you could easily go out for one of these. If you don't know shit in LA, you could easily go out for one of these casting calls for a porn shoot and not fucking know it. Like that's so I thought that was such a great kind of a deep, not even want to say deep lore, but like if you know sort of jokes. But this whole episode's all about somebody's breaking into comic book shops and stealing stuff, which is
It's not breaking into. She had a key.
Yeah. But it was like apparently a serial burglary thing. I think it's funny because like you got to be broke as hell. You break it into a comic shop. Yeah, like there's no immediate cash. If you ever been to a comic shop
you
in
better
America,
leave stuff there.
yeah. If you ever come into if you ever been to an American comic book shop, they don't have a ton of money. You're not there for money. You're there for merch. And I was like, who's doing? I thought they were gonna do a thing as a callback to the whole Dominique talking about she's like Nightwing, but like she's just like Nightwing because she's got a surprisingly great butt. I was like, is she gonna dress up as Nightwing? They didn't do that, but we did get Colin with his trench coat and his funny hat. And I said on Threads, I was like, he's the Everett Ross of this episode. And if you get that reference, we could be friends because he's such an Everett Ross in this. He was funny, but
you didn't keep calling him Everett Ross, but useful, and now he's just demoted to Everett Ross
because he none of his contributions to the problem did anything. If he wasn't in the episode, we would. If he wasn't in the episode, it would have played out exactly the same way. I thought that was really funny, and apparently, I guess people love Keith. So you do your thing, man. Like I can't be mad at a blurt out there, getting it in. People like him. Um, Overall, I did like it a lot. I thought it was very funny. Also, the joke about washing legs. Real talk. I don't know why y'all look, white people. Why you getting out on the internet admitting to the stupidest things? Like, and be proud of it too. Don't be proud. That's not something to be proud of. Don't do that. Like, that's so weird. That was anyway.
This is why hashtags white people shit exists.
It's the shit is weird. Like, it's a funny it's a funny joke. It really is a funny joke. The whole I have a type thing. It's weird. She was weird because she didn't wash her legs thing. I was like, real talk. Like, we out here judging you. So
well, she's not apologizing.
Yeah, it was funny. Like, also shout out to Dominique for letting her hater flag fly, because I would have called it. She's like, she called the police. She's like, I won't call the police. Just give us the stuff back. She called the police immediately. I was like, you know what to do. Understanding the assignment. I loved it. I think it was a good episode. I'm sad that we're halfway through the season. That sucks. But hopefully they get a Kickstarter going soon, because we need more of this.
I really hope that they do a second season. They make episodes longer.
Yeah,
more references, more fun, more everything.
Absolutely. They're doing great. Like, you guys check it out, Awkward Virgo TV, for the episodes 1 through 3, and tune in on Friday. Friday 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time. And we will be talking about it again next Friday. So, speaking of other things we watched, you know what it is. Peacemaker episode 4, season 2, episode 4, dropped its episode last night. Again, I don't think I had to work too hard to shame Polly into watching the new episode.
I watched it as soon as I got home from the store. I watched it.
Yeah, I don't think we don't have to twist anybody's arm to watch this show. We're highly invested. Yeah. Now I will give my criticism. I'm gonna put it up front. This episode was too short. Like, I wanted more out of this episode.
It felt a little shorter, yeah.
It was probably the shortest episode of the season so far. People have been calling it filler. That's sort of, but not really. I don't think that's a fair
Excuse
call.
me, I'm gonna get on my soapbox, because, well, why not? Stop shaming shows for having fillers. Fillers are necessary. Fillers make the stories richer. They delve into characters. They tell you additional stories. Fillers are good.
I agree.
If you don't have fillers, you have a very dry skeleton of the show, and it's not enough. So stop shaming fillers.
I agree. Calling it a filler, I mean, it can be filler and still be useful and still be good. And it is. And calling this filler that's not accurate, because it is a bridge. This is not filler. This is a bridge episode.
Which is what a filler is.
Well, what by bridge I mean, because filler episodes.
It's a good filler.
Filler episodes can happen, and the things happen in them, and they're fun to watch, but they don't necessarily move the story further to where you're trying to go. They're just something that's happening, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Most TV shows have filler episodes because the ongoing storyline doesn't need to be moved forward in that. Just something can be happening. That's not what this is. This is moving the story. It's a bridge episode. We got the, you can look at it as we're a bridge to the middle part of the show. And so in that sense, I think that it did what it's supposed to. It's explained some things. They were talking about what are these doors? How'd they come about it? How did the fucking, presumably inbred, KKK dude. How do you invent technology that Lex Luthor, didn't even make correctly, right? Because that dimensional
But
door,
would want to have.
is perfect. Lex Luthor's is some fucked up rickety shit, and he's the smartest man on the planet. So how the fuck, right? So they explained that in a very interesting way. They move the story forward as far as Peacemaker finally letting somebody else know besides Vigilante about the doors. John Economos gets to be really fucking cool, like really cool. He's really cool in this episode. Um, and we see, what would we say? A really terrible offer for Harcourt to get back her life, so to speak. And I would even argue, this is the episode where Rick Flag really shows his hand as being the villain of the season. Is that a fair statement? I feel like it is.
We didn't know before.
I mean, we figured he would be an op because for obvious reasons.
He seriously. When you cast this guy, do you really expect him to be a hero?
No,
he kind of looks evil.
But the thing is, he can be the antagonist. He can be the opposition without being the villain. And this episode, I feel like he's veering into villain territory, because because of the whole offer to Harcourt. I really like the episode. I think it's not as good as the other ones so far, but as a bridge towards where we're heading, and it has some hints at where they may be going next. I think it's really good, and also there's some good character moments in it for me. So how did you feel about the episode?
Well, I really enjoyed it because it was, you're right, it was a little shorter, and it kind of had this, to me, it had a lot of moments that helped build the story. Because it's what's going on with everyone, it's where everyone is at. It's like you stop and check on everyone. And I did like the way. I didn't expect exactly the story to go this way, because again, what I expected is the issue with the this parallel dimension. I didn't think that he would talk about it. He would let anyone know about it. Anyone else? And I definitely thought that this would be the episode where they go there, and maybe he would finally notice that everyone is suspiciously white there. But that didn't happen, and it ended on a cliffhanger, which I kind of loved, but I also was a little bit mad about it because, well, another week. And I really didn't expect, not that I didn't expect, but it's interesting that Harcourt took the offer, which is spoiler. Yeah, hello. I think we warned everybody about that. I kind of half expected her to take the offer, because what else she had to do from her current position? I mean, it's natural that she doesn't see any other way. But obviously we see that she struggles with that, and she was trying to put the blame on I think on God, what's her face?
Waller.
Yeah. Viola Davis.
Right.
On Amanda Waller. Yeah. I'm bird blind and name blindness. So yeah, and other than that, God, what are the most memorable?
Well, we also had
elements.
We also had that really good fight, that sort of ignored a lot of physics, but whatever. It's the DC universe. Between Judo Master and Peacemaker, Chris, this is their second time around, or is it third time? I can't remember if they fought twice in the.
He is so annoying.
Yeah, that was good fun. What do they call him? Rip Jagger. That's his name. I love that was a bit of a joke in the van. Like there's some really good conversational moments in and Economos getting to do
But
a
I
lot
mean,
of.
that's kind of in every episode there are great conversational
Mhm.
moments. Of course, I forgot. What's the name of this uh cultural appropriation guy?
It's something Saint Cloud. I forget the actual. I can look it up. But I know what you're talking about.
So,
Played by Michael Rooker.
yeah, of course. Mhm.
Oh my God, what is that?
Oh, I there was
Uh,
like a lot going
uh,
on with him too. Not specifically a lot, but his
uh,
vendetta against Igly is just bizarre.
Let me
He's
see.
getting obsessed with
What's
that
his
bird.
name? It is Red Saint Cloud. No, that's not right.
Mm-hmm.
That is not
Yeah.
correct. Let me see if I can find his name. Um, I
I'd be talking, but now I'm
I
really curious.
now I can't. Let's see. Uh, Saint Cloud
Wait,
Peacemaker
I'm gonna check.
season. I can't believe this. I don't have this on deck. Um, I cannot believe I can't find. I should have
I'll
look at
find it. I'll
it.
find
Oh,
it.
it is Red Saint Wild. Okay, so yeah, the
Okay.
cultural appropriation. There, you know what? See, people are always talking about woke this and woke that. This show is woke as hell, but it also like it's not like virtue signaling. If you, I know a lot of people don't like to say that sort of thing, but I mean virtue signaling as in like, oh, hashtag whatever, the hashtag, allyship bullshit. But it very much like Economos is saying the right. He's right. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? You sitting up here cosplaying Native American shit, and all of his which is funny because Red Saint Cloud literally has these powers. Like isn't he's sitting up here doing it looks really weird. Like why the fuck is this dude doing this shit? It seemed racist. But then the motherfucker actually has real powers doing it. It's wild. It's very fun. There's a lot of good dialogue in here. Economos is you can tell the anxiety and stress has gotten to him because he just fucking snaps on people. And I was like, oh shit, he's crashing out right now. Like, he tells Sasha Bordeaux, he's like, you are. She's like, I'm not paid to deal with this shit. She's like, actually, you are. You know my
Literally.
file. You know my file. You know I have problems with social cues. You literally are paid to deal with this shit because I'm good at what I do. And the way he sort of like that basically, and made her like, okay, I guess you're right about that. And then he like goes off on Flurry and spits at him. I was like, I was like, Economos is going off right now. Okay, I see you, dog. He's ready to crash out for Peacemaker. I'm like, get it. All right, do that thing. It was fun. Like Steve Agee really gets to have a lot of fun in this episode, I think. So does Tim Met. I think Tim Meadows does too. Even Saul Rodriguez. She's also really good as Sasha Bordeaux. She's the Mern of this season. She's tired of everybody's bullshit. She's barely been around these people, and
Oh, I
she's
forgot
already
about
tired
Mern.
of it. You know how Mern could be like, shut the fuck up, everybody. That's where she is on 10 every episode. She's like, you're all idiots. I'm fucking tired of your shit. I've only been around you for 5 minutes and I'm already done with you. Like, shut up and get to work. And I'm like, I feel you. Like, I love that. I love the energy she's brought to it. James Gunn, please do not kill this character off like you did, in season 1. We had the police characters. I was just getting to like them, and then he kills them off. And I get it. Anybody can die, but like, please don't make me like this character. And then, because I really like her character, and like, don't make me like her character and then just get rid of her. I don't like that.
Or do. And that kind of makes this show what it is. It makes it unpredictable. I know that we all like to keep the characters we like around, but at some point they outlive their usefulness, and they have their story is over, and
Hmm.
then it's better to kill them off than to keep bringing them up and like drag it on
I
and
mean,
on and on till it's
just
like
transfer her to
as long
something
as Grey's
else.
Anatomy.
I'm just saying, transfer to somewhere else. These people can cycle in and out of the
Put her on
show.
a bus.
Yeah, put Langston Fleury. Langston Fleury. Put it. All right, I got something else to do somewhere else. Bye. That be that. I don't want them dead. Like it.
Well, it depends on the impact that you need to have,
Yeah.
because like what would you do with I mean, with those police officers? There's not much to do
I
with
get.
them. But
I just like. I thought they brought a an interesting dynamic to the show, and you're right. The impact of their death and like their turning by the butterflies was very big. Like that whole sequence was huge, and you know, I'm not the storyteller. He's telling the story he wants to tell. I just like the characters, and I hated that they had to like kind of be sacrificed like that. But ultimately, it was for the good of the story. I just like it would have been cool to see them, join forces or something. I don't know. Um, no reason to
they
kill it.
did with the
Yeah,
butterflies.
yeah, no reason to kill off Sasha Bordeaux in this.
Yet.
I like what's going on there. I even like
Uh,
Frank Grillo being kind of shitty. I kind I mean, I get where you're coming from. I get it, but like if that had been any other soldier that wasn't your son, you would not be wasting money trying to get Peacemaker. You wouldn't be even
of
be
course
bothered.
not.
So like
It's very personal and it's very,
yeah,
very.
it's what I was saying this in something unrelated, on Threads, but like people that are always talking about collateral damage and collateral damage and acceptable losses, they always talk about that shit as if they can't be part of the collateral damage and acceptable losses. But as soon as they are part of that, they think it's somebody else going to suffer. So now they're fine with it until they are part of the collateral. And now suddenly it's a big fucking problem. And that's what's going on with
But
here.
no, when they are part of the collateral, they normally don't care because they did that.
Yeah, that. But if they are well, not them, but you know what I'm saying, like they're somebody they care about.
Yeah,
Now suddenly they
of
really
course.
care about who might be in that box of the collateral damage. So he's playing that whole thing. Like he should move on. He knows intellectually that Viola Davis said fucking jump and Peacemaker said how high. He knows that. He knows that Peacemaker was only ever a
Technically
weapon.
was his job, and
and,
which is
and
like he himself as a soldier would probably do the same
yeah.
thing.
Well, he made up some
Even though
bullshit.
he does says that we all defied her
Well,
orders and
yeah,
stuff
he
like
all
that.
said, and what did she say? And who took the fall for it? Who out of us actually got punished for it? So he was full of shit,
Mhm.
and he was full of shit anyway. Because to be perfectly honest, right now, there are at least 3 or 4 people in the chain of command right now on the show that should be like, no, we're not doing this. Everything you're not doing this for the right reason. What you're having us surveil him for there's not a good reason for it. You're making up excuses. We don't have evidence. We don't have anything. They are coincidentally correct, right? Very coincidentally correct. But it's not against the law to have this fucking portal. It's not against the law. But
Besides, that's exactly how all these structures work.
yeah,
When somebody in charge says that everybody has to do that, don't they kind of have like the right? Not the right.
if it's an illegal,
They
yeah, theoretically,
yeah, they
yes.
have to follow the orders.
Yeah,
And
unless it's illegal.
that's a concept that I just don't understand in general, because that's the oldest question in the book. Like, what do you do when your orders are wrong? And
Yeah. And he sat up there and really said
obviously, that's
like,
kind of that's the whole story with the from the movie. With orders and following them and making the decision to either defy your orders or like follow them through to the end. That's
exactly.
kind of the whole theme, that same theme.
Yeah, well, he had the nerve to sit up there and talk and like very judgy, talking about Peacemaker following orders when he was talking about, oh well, we defied her when it got too crazy. Um, Killing whoever gets in the way, getting this at all costs. There, I mean, and one of the people who was supposed to be following Amanda Waller's orders defies the orders. Like, and she's the law. She's giving lawful orders, or supposedly, like, Peacemaker. I'm not saying the thing is, I'm not condoning Peacemaker's actions. He should have said no, but the fact that he didn't is not like, there are plenty of soldiers that be like, well, those are my orders, and in that snap moment, they have to choose between following orders like they are trained to do, or to follow their conscience like they are trained to fucking ignore all the time. So, and I'm not, the thing is, Peacemaker was wrong for it. He should have been prosecuted. He was wrong. But because he was following an order from somebody from above, he's not prosecuted for it. Rick Flag knows that, and he's fucking ignoring it. So he is wrong, and there are 3 or 4 people that should be saying, no, we're not going to do this.
Question. When he talks about defying orders, I mean, that was the same character in Creature Commandos, right?
Mm-hmm.
If he means that, then excuse me, that was for personal reasons.
Yeah. He did exactly.
For
Rick Flag is full of shit.
Reasons.
Rick Flag is full of shit. That's what they're trying to, like, just let you know. The same compromised ass person that was in Creature Commandos is also the compromised ass person that's in charge of Argus now. It's a problem. We'll see if it gets solved. And I was afraid, like, the thing between Adebayo and Peacemaker. First of all, she's a ride or die. Love that about her. Second of all, she's trying to talk him off the ledge and be like, all this shit you talking about is messed up. And I don't know if you saw it. I think I saw it. There's a bit of hurt that she has when Chris says this other realities is awesome and everything, like, everything I want is there, and like this reality sucks and everything. In this reality that supposedly sucks, they have a great friendship, and she has somebody that, she has a great friend who she's trying to be there for and talk him off this ledge. And he basically is just like, no, this reality sucks because I don't have Harcourt or my racist ass dad or my brother or anything like that. And I'm just going to go, I feel good about pretending to be this other me rather than living the life that I actually have here. I think that's that.
And like, created.
Yeah. And that that, mind you, in this world that he says sucks, he's been through the ringer. True enough. But he's also come out the other end stronger and has actually become a better person, a much better person, a more heroic person, even if the rest of the world doesn't see it. And he's just like, well, fuck that. I want to be in a reality where none of that is true.
Racist reality.
I want to be in a reality where none of that is true, and all of my, all of these things that I think that define me here, I can have all those things undone. It's he's walking back not walking back, but he's sort of like turning his back on his character growth. And she's calling him out for it. Yeah, she's calling him out for it. Look, I get it. We all have things we wish we could have done, or things that we wish didn't happen to us, or, there's lots of that. There's lots of regrets and like coulda, shoulda, wouldas. But she's trying to like be like, none, you're wishing for a fantasy world where you should really be trying to live in this real world where we all actually are, and him saying he wants to abandon it is a bit of a blow against her, I think. So look, James Gunn continues to do what he does best. He's a great character. Like, a lot of people talk about how great Kevin Smith's dialogue is, and or Quentin Tarantino, and I agree, they have great dialogue, but I think James Gunn should be on the list too. He understands his characters a lot. He's putting them through some things. He's been setting up traps, personal character growth traps, for every one of these characters, and we've seen some of them sprung in this. That's going to, are they going to gnaw their leg off to get out of it? Are they going to wait around for the, the hunter so that they can attack the hunter. How are they going to navigate these traps, these moral quandaries that James Gunn has set out for them? I'm very interested to see where he goes with it. Yeah,
it keeps surprising us with the story because it doesn't necessarily go the way I expected to.
Yeah,
which I love. It's easy to predict a lot of things, but like in this story, in this particular show, it's not that easy.
Yeah. Well, I think that we're definitely next episode. If this doesn't happen, I will be super surprised. Peacemaker's gonna be like, I'll prove to you that this is the best universe. Come with me.
And it's racist.
And they're gonna be 5 miles into Clanland and then realize, oh shit, I'm literally the only black person around, and all the people are gonna be like, what the fuck is this black person doing here? I thought we got rid of them. And then it's gonna be up to Vigilante, because I was afraid he was gonna be like, fuck it, we're just gonna go through the door. I'm gonna show you how great this place is. It was just gonna be him and Adebayo. Now you put Vigilante in the mix, it's on, because you know how he's on 10. He's on go at any time. As soon as it's time to kill people. You saw how easy it was for him in the jail episode. No, they're gonna have to shoot their way out of.
That was so satisfying.
If there's anybody you want at your side in the racist dimension, it's fucking Vigilante. It's Adrian. Like he's ready, because
he will kill all the racists, and he will talk a lot about spiders. His facts are gonna be incorrect, but
I'm surprised he wasn't like in heaven, walking into that old dusty ass spiderwebby place. Oh man, that's again good episode. Can't wait for next episode. So. Anyway, that's all of our thoughts on this episode and on all of these things we were talking about today. So what do you guys think about the show? What do you think about what we had to say? You have good things, bad things. Did we miss something? I mean, we may have. Who knows? Whatever the case may be, you know what to do. Get down there to the comment section and leave your thoughts. And of course, you can always hit us up. supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com. blurred_force1 on Instagram and Thread. And it's super_not_funnyshow on TikTok. And while you're doing that, do me a favor, get down there, hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. All of that good stuff helps to grow this channel, helps more people to see this podcast and all the other content that we make on Blurred Force 1. And of course, couldn't do this by myself. I needed my good friend Polly to come in and share all of her facts about Dr. Doom and Reed Richards. And of course, all the other superhero stuff. So, Polly, where can they reach you on social media?
As always, core_mixed on Threads, on Instagram, and on Tumblr.
Of course. And check out the Tumblr. If you really want to know what Dr. Doom is on, let me just say he's on some bullshit. Not Dr. Doom, Reed Richards. Dr. Doom is, yeah. he's trying to...
Actually, I'm writing about Moon Knight lately, so
yes,
it's all about the Moon Knight's insanity.
The one thing,
but still hate Reed.
Well, one thing I don't know. Does Moon Knight does he like Mr. Fantastic? I don't know.
I don't think they don't really
interact.
Spent a lot of time together yet, so I don't think he likes him.
Yeah.
Why? All three of him.
Why would he? Right?
Why would anyone?
Yeah, so thanks once again, everyone, for joining us on the Supercast 197. We're almost a few weeks. We will be at 200 episodes. I guess we'll do something cool for that. I gotta think about it. I gotta think about what we can do for 200 episodes. I can't
party hats.
Give me some.
I demand party hats.
Well, I can superimpose some on this. I can put it on, what do you call it, on gifts or whatever on it or something. I don't know. But I can't believe it's been 200 episodes. That's wild. It's been many years since I've been doing the Supercast. I can't believe I'm saying years, but yes, it's true. 200 episodes. So you guys, give me some ideas. Let me know. So either way, episode 197, thanks for joining us. Come back next week. We will talk about, again, the comic shop, what is it, Peacemaker, and also we'll be talking about Gen V. Gen V's got 3 episodes coming out next week. It's gonna be whew. Gonna be working hard on Thursday to try to get it all together in time. So,
Oh, it's coming out on Thursday too.
oh, it's Wednesday actually. So Thursday, I think
Oh,
I am.
thank God.
I'm gonna spend Thursday. Definitely catching up. So you guys watch that. Come back. We'll talk about it then. So until then, I've been Mo, your comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture, joined by my good friend Polly, and we'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.